Morning. My name is Juan Toratis, and I'm from Santiago, Guatemala. I am very glad to be with you this morning to talk of the things. I'm going to talk about comments. Keep those comments coming. It's kind of like keep those cards and letters coming. This is the dark side of the moon because I'm doing this in my expensive studio in my 26-foot RV. This is an RV. I've RV'd for 23 years. My name is Rusty. My channel is Rusty78609. It's 8:27 a.m. Central Standard Time, Sunday, August the 21st, 2016. And in Central Texas, it's cool and comfortable today. Okay? So having said all that, and I've been responding to comments like I do most mornings because I'm not creative enough to come up with anything else. Every now and then I do. But keep those comments coming, folks. It's the lifeline. It's the lifeline. Anyway, here's one. It says video request. And when I see something like that, I go, yeehaw! Woo, woo, woo. Hello, baby. Ding. Hello, my baby. Oh. Okay, Karnak says, video request. You mentioned you considered getting a van instead of an RV in a previous video. I did, and I considered it very carefully. Also, that you estimated to outfit the van would cost about $1,500 approximately. Would you list the items you think would be necessary for you to have in a van that you could live in full time? Perhaps this is something for me to consider, but I would like your expert opinion. Now, careful with that term expert. I am not an expert. I do have opinions though. I guess that's what experts have is opinions, right? What is really necessary? Thanks. Okay, well what is really necessary is up to you, okay, not up to me. What was necessary for me, I'll tell you, okay? It was going to be very simple because I am not, I'm not into having a lot of stuff. I've got an RV now that's got too much stuff in it. It's a 26-foot RV, and I could live in a 13-foot comfortably. I lived in a 17-foot for 10 or 12 years, whatever it was, a long time, and very comfortably. And then I got this because I thought my sons and grandson were going to come visit. They did 3 times in 3 years. Wow. So, back to the van. What's necessary? Okay, for me. First of all, I want to be able to stand up. Okay, so you can't get a NV200 Nissan. That ain't going to work. It ain't high enough. It ain't tall enough. And you can't get the Ford Transit, the small one, because it ain't high enough either. It's only got about 50-inch space in the back. Ain't going to get it. So you need not a high box, but you need one close where you can stand up. Anyway, that's step one. Step two is a toilet. Toilet is good. Now they make these little portable units. They cost about $200, maybe less than that. I'm going to say $200, maybe less. But they make like a 5-gallon and a 10-gallon, and you can also. And actually, it flushes. I mean, you somehow, I don't know how it works. You can find it on Amazon, or you can go to the Enigmatic Enigmatic Fanatic, however that's spelled, website, and you'll see some people using these little toilets, and I can't remember what there's a name for them. I can't remember. It's been a month or so ago since I went through all this, and I don't have the sheet. I couldn't find it. So, but they make a little toilet that doesn't take up much space. It's just a little box-looking thing, and whenever you get ready to go dump it, you just slide this little thing out and go dump it, and that's it. Very easy, no odor. I think you put some kitty litter or something in it. But anyway, it works because a lot of people use those, and it's verified that toilet works good, no odor. So that's good. So you got to have that, in my opinion. The next thing you'd like to have is a bed. Okay? Now, what kind of bed are you going to have? Well, what I thought about doing is putting a pad or an air, or not an air mattress, but a pad, because you can get like a single or a cot pad that's about 26 to 28 inches wide and about 5 inches thick, maybe 6 inches thick would be even better. But you know, and you could roll that out on some storage boxes. Okay, that would be your bed, and the storage boxes would have drawers. That was my plan, so that you could put stuff in those, and then also you could rig up a very small, like a sink, kitchen sink kind of thing, and you put you a 5-gallon jug in there, and you can use a pump. You can get you an RV pump to pump the water if you wanted to. I don't think you need that. You can go to a auto parts store and buy you a fuel pump, an electric fuel pump. Well, that fuel pump doesn't know if it's pumping gasoline or water, okay? So you hook you up some surgical tubing to the 12-volt fuel pump, put it in the 5-gallon water container, and whenever you need water, you can rig it up 12 volts to pump your water. You know, you can have a little on and off switch into a little. You could just have a bowl if you wanted to, but I'd rather have a bowl with a drain into another 5-gallon bottle. Okay, so that I could drain, I guess what you'd call the gray water. Every now and then you could dump it, and so that's three things. You got to have a bed, a toilet, and possibly a little sink. And you could also, they make these little 1-burner, 2-burner propane bottle cookers, and there's all kinds of those. You can check Enigmatic Fanatic to see which ones they use and recommend. And as far as heat, I don't know that I'd even use that where I go camping. Now, if you're going to live in it, you're probably going to need heat. And they make one. It's something like, it's got a buddy or something, heat buddy or something. It's a small heating device that doesn't put out any toxic fumes or gases, and you can find that on Amazon. And but other than that, that was about all I had planned to do. And now you can get real creative. I mean, if you want to, cut a lot of boards and plywood and build all these things and have shelves and storage and stuff, that's great. But I promise you, if you put your bed up on some storage boxes that have drawers, and like one of these fellows mentioned in a response, that you can go to garage sales and get stuff really cheaply. And so as far as outfitting it, for me, it'd be very inexpensive. Now, for some other people, they may want something really nice and really formal with a lot of little electrical outlets and charging ports and places to sit and all this. No, my plan was to use the bed for the bed and everything else. I mean, if I wanted to sit down somewhere and read a book, the bed or the front seat, and I also thought about taking out the vans come with 2 seats. You got a driver's seat and a passenger seat, and I thought about taking the passenger seat out and putting a recliner there, or figuring out a way maybe to turn that seat around so that you could use it as a chair to sit in to relax and read a book, so that you're not on the bed all the time. And then another thing I was going to get, they make a vent fan that's a 12-volt vent fan that I was going to put in the roof, because you do need that to move the air in the van. And they make some that are really good, that have 3 speeds, and they're quiet. Again, if you watch some of the videos on Enigmatic Fanatic, you'll see van dwellers that are using that type of van. You can also rig up a 110 volt AC if you're going to be where there's power, or if you're going to use a generator. If you're going to use solar, then you're probably not going to be able to do an air conditioner, but you could do fans quite easily. And just if you're living in your van, then you just have to go back and forth to those zones where the climate is okay for living in. Okay, if it's too cold, go south. If it's too hot, go north. So be that as it may, in fact, there was a fellow that responded to the comment, says, yeah, he's right about the 1500, but if you're also doing all the work and not having someone else do it for you, if you're going to do a lot of cabinet work and stuff and you do it yourself, you can get by real cheap. I wasn't planning on doing any woodwork at all. Zero, zilch, none. Okay? Everything was going to be stuff that I found for storage. And in fact, as far as there going to be any cabinets. Now, what I would do for shelving, they make this track shelving that you can affix to the wall of the van, and you can put little shelves on it. And I was going to do some of that for storing stuff on and putting a border on it so that, if you had canned goods there, they're not going to fall off. And you can put some of that non-slip stuff on the shelves too to keep stuff from sliding around. So you could eventually, you don't need to do everything the first day. Get the van first. Go camping in it a few times, and then kind of build out. Build out. Add things as you need it. Necessity is the mother of invention. That's the direction I would go. I'd go very minimalistic in the beginning, and add as I go. And go to a Quartzsite in the winter. It's a campground in Arizona where people go in the winter that are basically nomads. I mean, they travel all over the U.S. and go there in the winter because it's comfortable. And you're going to see all kind of setups there, folks. I promise you, you'll see everything you ever dreamed of, and they're glad to show it to you. So, anyway, having said all that, that's the van thing. And good luck to you. But again, go check them out. Check out the vans. Get in them and stand up, because if you don't, you're going to find out like I did. I was dreaming about getting an NV200. I went over to Round Rock, Texas, and went in one and stood up. Guess what? Looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That ain't going to get it. So anyway, thumbs up. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Did.